Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
Now that Mardi Gras is over, lots of people in South Louisiana are making sacrifices in the Lenten season. I just want to congratulate you, the loyal audience of this podcast, for staying in the season of sacrificing all year long. I mean, come on! You listen to these guys? You're sacrificing your time, your brain cells, and your dignity. But hey, maybe your penance will be rewarded in the future. Until then, here's another opportunity to earn suffering points. This is Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
1.
Woohoo! There you go.
That's
Hey.
it. I'm sitting there. I got sunscreen, I think, in my eye.
Why is that?
I don't know, because I put some sunscreen on my bald head today, and I just rubbed it and then rubbed my eye.
Well, there you go. So just another reason that America, this man almost blinded himself today
Just to do this.
just to do this. But hey, as always, you're welcome.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to do it. Yeah. Blinded
100%.
myself. I almost cut my finger off.
Oh my gosh.
Not
Well, before we
really,
get
yeah.
in,
Yeah,
before we
yeah,
get into
who
all
are
the
we?
detail, hi. How are you? I'm Dave,
I'm Juan.
and this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you very much.
Bring it.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Hope everybody's having a good one. This is a Saturday evening edition.
Right.
Again-
It's the end of February when we're recording it, on a nice spring day in the South.
Ooh, it was actually very nice around Houston today. But later in the day, had a great day. I had a fantastic day.
Yeah,
with,
you were getting cultured.
with the missus, but man, I'm tired. Man, I'm tired.
I did notice a photo that you posted on Facebook, and it looked like she was drinking a really dark brew.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were there sipping a nice glass of red wine.
I was not. You see, everybody thinks I drink wine. I do not drink wine.
Well, it was
I'm-
maybe it was just a stronger beer that it was in a smaller
yeah,
glass.
yeah, that's what happens. Like
Ah.
sort of when I go to these places, the beers they serve me, apparently by law, you can't serve them in a regular size glass.
All right, so I was
So-
gonna call you. I was gonna tell you,
Yeah.
that she was more manly than you, but apparently you're
No.
manly than all.
Well,
of us.
that wouldn't be a bad assumption, but not in this case. So yeah, it was like an 11% beer or 12%. I
Wow.
mean, well, when I say that, those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it's called the ABV, which is
Right.
So the average, say,
Depends on the state, I guess.
Bud Light or Miller Light or something's going to have 4.5, 5, I guess.
Yeah, I think it might be about 5 in Louisiana, 3 or 4 in some other states.
Okay, so when you get to 11, that's a little bit more. Put it in perspective, wine's about 14, give or take. That's the wine is that range. But so yeah, that's what I like. I actually had my recommendations to anybody else. Again, I'm an older guy, so it's rare when I try something for the first time. So we get to this place, and I'll give a shout out. It's Holman's Draft Hall. It's down there in Midtown Houston, and I guess we got there. It was right around noon, not quite noon, and they hadn't quite turned over their menu. I guess right. Really cool place, outdoor. I mean, it's a great venue, and they were still serving, I guess, brunch. So what I wanted a beer, but I wanted some food. So it's hard mixing.
Beer and eggs.
100%. That's exactly. I went with the 3 cheese omelet. and
Did they
and-
recommend a pairing for that?
No, they did not. They did not. The young lady behind the bar just went, "You sure?" And I got a 3 cheese omelet with potatoes, and an 11%. I would tell you what the beer. I forget the name of the beer, but man, outstanding. outstanding. Living the dream. Beautiful day, doing that. And it's funny. So my wife, here's what's weird. My wife does not, she hates eggs. They don't sit with her well. She doesn't like eggs. So here's the news. It's hard to get brunch with doesn't have eggs in it.
Yeah.
Everything's eggs, and then maybe some
So
pancakes.
she doesn't like it prepared anyway. Just
No,
however.
man, well, I mean, she'll eat like cake and stuff. I mean, she'll eat stuff that sort of has egg in it. But no, man. So, I mean, who wins and who loses here? So she ends up ordering a salad. Good grief. Must have been like a $15 salad with whatever in it. She was.
So you're saying it's cheaper than the eggs?
Eggs weren't that bad. I know. We just, but so all good. It's funny too. So we get to this place, and like I said, it's we really like it. It's where it's close to where when my son is in those plays in Midtown, it's cat a corner, and it's I just really like this place. So we get there, and there was a crowd starting to build up, and my wife notices things that I don't really notice, or maybe that I don't care about. So we're sitting there, we had time to kill. I'm enjoying my omelet and beer. Is put an S on that. And she says, "We are the oldest people in here by a lot." And I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, I got no problem with that at all. Like, in fact, I enjoy it. I like being.
But is it like? I mean, not yuppies, but what's the clientele there at that time?
It's hard to tell, man. It's a generational thing. I have no flipping idea. There was a guy in there. You could tell some people that are just. I think it's a good mix. It's a good mix. You get some of this young families. There's actually like people in there with like babies and strollers okay. And it made me feel good because we always felt bad back in the not bad.
So not necessarily a 20-something single.
No, not so much. Not so much. But my wife's like she notices that stuff, and I'm like, well, yeah, we're the oldest, but it's not like we're in here. It's like we're not in a teen club. It's like everybody in here is old enough to drink, okay, except for the kids and the strollers and stuff. And I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. In fact, if I show up somewhere and I look around, and I'm the youngest guy in there. Get me out of here.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling, man. It's I'm still young enough to hang with the young people.
Well, even if you're not, it's just you pretend. I'm looking around. Yeah, you think about it. If you ever somewhere you look around, it's like, oh my God.
Right. So it's a matter of taste. Well, you said, I said, this still appeals to me. At my age, this still appeals to me. Whereas if you mosey into the Golden Corral for brunch, you may not have that same feeling.
The only place these days, and again, it's becoming harder and harder because as you and I get older and older, but the only place that I'm often at certain times of the day, the youngest guy around is the locker room at my gym, and that's not pleasant. I haven't talked about that in a while, but man,
well, that's because they're naked,
man, dude. I'm becoming an old guy. Old guys don't even want to see themselves naked. But apparently these guys do. At some point, like, I don't know. I don't even know what the time is, what the clock should be. Like, at a certain point, say you're getting changed. You came out of the shower, you went to the sauna, whatever you did. And there comes a time where, okay, you gotta change. You will be naked for a period of time. I don't even know what's
generally in my case. It would be as long as it takes to, in one motion, drop the towel as I'm bending to grab underwear and step into them and straighten up.
And then you strategically plan it. Like, I got a towel on me and I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I'm bent and half covered before the towel escapes me.
And they got guys who, I'm sorry, at some point, you want to be seen. Like, what are you doing? Stop it. Like,
I think it's either you don't care, or I think it's the opposite, that it's, hey, I still got it when you don't. But who are they trying to show it to?
Bro, I'm about to say you got it. What do you mean you got it? You got it in a men's locker room, for God's sake. And again, Yeah, I guess these are sort of first world problems, but like I said, that's the time that I find myself like, wow, I'm the young guy in the room.
Yeah, because you go work out in the time when
I do. Yeah.
most people your age are at work.
Hey, listen. For those of you out there, pro tip: if you have the ability to do it. So when I'm working out of my house, exactly, I don't have meetings, I don't have calls, and I can do whatever I'm going to do. 2 o'clock in the afternoon is the time to get stuff done. Okay. Lunchtime, everything's going to be
Everybody else is running errands.
and same thing with the gym. Same thing with the gym. A lot of people like 2 o'clock. I mean, I don't care if it's like walking into a place to get a haircut, and I know you don't worry about that too much, but if you just like, if whether it's to go get a haircut, whether it's to go whatever it is you want to do, 2 o'clock.
Now, when I worked from home, I always tell people the best thing about it was you could do stuff when nobody else was around to do it.
Yep.
Walk
That's
in a
it.
grocery store, nobody's there.
That's it.
Yeah, not a lot of traffic.
Yep. But yeah, so there you go. So we were in this place, and great time, wonderful time. Then we gave me some culture. We went to Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge, I we say, but and I guess it's pretty well. I guess there's a movie. I guess Nicole Kidman and what's his name? Ian McGregor, I think. And so
that was Nicole Kidman as far as I could go on that one.
my wife loves the movie. She loves that. She loves she got the soundtrack. She loves all that stuff. And I was never interested. And then knowing I was going to see it, I got the tickets to bring her. I intentionally didn't want to see, I don't even want to know the story. I just want to go and let me see what it is. And this is the touring show. So it's all staging is incredibly nice. Here's the deal. You know what it basically is? It's a different version of Glee or Rock of Ages, or so most of all the music is pop music.
So when the movie came out, that was the movie a remake of the Broadway play, or is the play?
I'm pretty sure the movie was I think the play was out there first. I think.
But it's not an old play.
No. And what they do, and apparently they changed it even this because my wife knows from the movie about half the songs in the touring play are different now. It's updated. There were some songs that were new enough that I really didn't know them when they started. Where other people in the audience, the hipsters in the audience are all, but it's all good. It was I said.
And did you follow the storyline?
It's the same story. Like, here's my deal. 90% of all Broadway plays have the same storyline. They really do. It's a love affair or a love, I even told my wife, and as I started explaining to her, she went, "Oh, yeah, that does make sense." I told her, I said, "This is another version of Rock of Ages." And if you saw the movie Rock of Ages, I saw off Broadway. I saw the play, Rock of the movie. The movie was horrific. The movie had like Tom Cruise, and it was terrible. But I said, "Yeah, you basically have the young guy, the young girl, the love interest, and there's some villain that she's having to do something for or whatever, and then they got this other guy, there's the commentator, the just it's all the same." So I don't want to be a spoiler alert. This one, she dies. I think she has tuberculosis or whatever they call it. They didn't call it TB, they called it whatever. So
the vapors.
She got something. Oh, what do they call it? I'll think about it later on. But yeah, so she's dying. But here's what's kind of hard. It's a play where, she's dying of basically it's TB, but she's still singing like at the end, like she's like supposedly like deathly ill at the end. Like, how are you singing? How are you like hitting these high notes?
I'm pretty sure TB is highly contagious as well. So
good point. Good point. So I guess if they did a Moulin Rouge 2, they'd all be dead. They'd all be like, yeah. It would just start off as but all good. I'll it's fun. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy I think my wife is a little surprised that I really like Broadway. I like Broadway and touring stuff.
You enjoy good entertainment, you enjoy musical talent.
I admire talent. Even if it's something I don't like. And this time, and I did like this. I do have a little bit of an issue with artsy people. Artsy people get on my nerves. They made it a little bit too woke. Because I even asked my wife a couple of times, "Was that in the movie?" No. You know, it's like it's like there's an obligatory amount of, and I'm not even going to get into it. You know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
There's an obligatory amount of, really, did you have to do that? Like, was that okay? Did we check that box?
Yeah,
You know,
it's like in the back in the 70s in PG-13 movies, they had what I call the gratuitous nude scenes in it
always.
that that added no value to the movie other than to embarrass the fire out of you if you were there with your parents.
But you
But
had to. That's
yeah,
what a
but
PG was. That's what a
yeah,
PG was. PG, and that's the other thing, they changed it over time. Like even now it's PG-13, and I don't
no,
even know that the rules matter anymore. But back in our day, that's what PG meant. PG meant you were going to see some boobies. That's what was happening.
yeah,
That was basically, you go back and look. I want to say the Bad News Bears was PG, right?
yeah, yeah. It
Am
had
I
a lot of
missing that?
cussing and well, they were all smoking, but that had nothing to do with
I
it.
don't.
Unlike Netflix today, will give you a warning if there's smoking in it.
Oh man, listen, but it was. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, ton of cursing. Um,
Yeah, well,
uh,
that's what made it funny because those kids were cussing.
yeah, it was drinking beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now the woke drop scene in a movie or any entertainment is today's version of the gratuitous nudity.
pretty
We've got to
much.
do it. It adds value to a small percentage of people.
Pretty much. So there it is. So I would, those. I think I want to say Moulin Rouge is going to the Sanger in about a month or so, because a friend of mine hit us on Facebook and said, "Oh, we're going to see," So
I'm
I
busy that
recommend it.
weekend.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all
No,
good.
I don't mind. We went there. It's been a few years since we've gone. I think that's what's the play? It's about. Is it The Wiz? That's about like a musical version of or modern version of Wizard of Oz.
Oh wait,
Um,
The Wiz or Wicked?
Wicked. That's what it was.
Oh, dude.
We went to see that.
Wait.
It was
Don't.
great. Yeah.
Let me tell you. Wait. I was about to say, before you say
The
anything, let
Wiz
me
is
just.
Michael Jackson deal, right?
Wiz is Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, and
Yeah.
whole that crew. No, Wicked, dude. I'm a geek. It's coming here. I don't know. I got to see. I'm
No,
gonna
we
go
saw
see
it. I totally enjoyed it.
Wicked.
But just to
Wicked's
tell you
amazing. Yeah.
how little I knew about it.
So there you go.
I'm about on the third scene before I realized that it had some connection to the Wizard of Oz.
You did not know that going in.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Oh well. So hey, there you go. I know most of you tune in to Dave and Juan for the culture report, but I can flat out tell you that Wicked is amazing. So if you get an opportunity to see Wicked, it is. And I'm not going to give away the whatever if anybody has not seen it, but you come out of there because the Wizard of Oz is
Look,
iconic.
it's Jesus calling me.
Oh, look at that! It's calling right now.
Yeah.
All right,
No, I'm not gonna answer.
All right.
I'll call him back. I'm not answering on the podcast.
He did look like Jesus. He looked like Jesus with a hat on there. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But was saying, oh yeah. So the Wizard of Oz is iconic. Everybody grew up with the Wizard of Oz. Oh, we did. I say everybody.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. I think it's still pretty out there today.
I think it's relevant. I think people know the story, and I think parents still have their kids watch Wizard of Oz because what it is. But it was for us, like our age. Wizard of Oz came on TV once a year, maybe twice. I think once.
Yeah, I think
right?
once.
Yeah, it came on, and that was the big deal. We went to color. It started in black and white.
Yeah. They stretched that baby out for like 3 hours on a Sunday night.
They did. But you end up watching Wicked, and you never look at the Wizard of Oz the same way again, right? It just changes the story. So there you go. That's the culture with what other culture? Well, while we're doing culture, what other culture? You actually went to the last Thibodeau parade.
I did. I went to the parade last weekend. It was the poor man and the rich man parade.
That's an interesting. They almost refer to it as that.
They used to. It used to be the poor man parade ran on Sunday and the rich man parade used to run on Tuesday. then they combined them. But apparently the poor man parade was, they just threw to whoever. The rich man parade, you had to know somebody to
Seriously?
get something. Yeah,
Seriously.
that was the myth behind it.
That's
So,
kind of messed up.
But on the way there, we stopped at a convenience store just to get something. You want to talk about culture, just to get Diet Dr Pepper, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of beer and a pirog in the middle, iced down, which is always fun. But on the seats of the pirog, pickled pig lips jars.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man, lots of them.
What store were you in?
Pickled pig lips. Some convenience store in Vassary.
Pickled
Pig's
pig's lips with the beer.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to remember. I go back to episode whatever. It was one of the first 10 episodes, I'm sure. I told my story about Frank's IGA had pickled pig's lips. And man, I always said if that jar falls down, I quit. I am not cleaning that up.
Oddly enough, though, so okay, my real job that I get paid to do, I work for a wholesale convenience store distributor, and food service distributor. And in our managers meeting on Monday, the food service guy said something about that we were having trouble getting pickled pig lips. And I said, well, number one, I didn't know we carried that. Number two, I can show you how to go get you some in Vassary.
Wait, you work at the place, and you're like, really? We sell that stuff?
Yeah, dude, we got a lot of stuff.
So you mean there are people requesting pickled pig's lips?
Mm-hmm.
So not only do they offer them, apparently
you got to buy them from somewhere. You got a wholesale distributor.
I will not. I mean, I don't want to know, and I don't really want anybody to send me pictures because I really don't care. But have you ever met anybody who ate a pickled pig's lip?
I don't think so.
I had a young lady that worked for me a bunch of years ago who they'd eat the pig's feet.
Yeah, I think I've known people who ate the feet.
She would say, "Oh yeah, we love that stuff." Like, okay, that's fine. Well, I mean, they have the same response. I think that you travel around when you tell people you eat crawfish.
Yeah,
they look at you like you're eating, you're eating bug. Well, you actually are eating bugs, but
and I guess they're rolling around in the mud just like pigs.
But pig, there you go.
No, so that was on the way to the parade, and then so we got there, and my normal spot. Well, a friend of mine, I texted him to see if he was there, and he told me, where he was, and so I was gonna go walk by and see him. Well, of course, I went to the wrong place. He told me I thought he said St. Joseph's Church, but he said St. Joseph's School. So I ended up having to walk farther than I like, and of course, I stood there. Yeah, it's probably half a mile from where I was standing. But I got there right before the parade started, so I didn't want to leave instantly. So I stayed with him for about for 4 or 5 floats, I guess. But then you know how any parade in Thibodeau rolls, it rolls for 5 minutes and then it stops for 15.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. I forgot. I forgot what. Yes, you are correct. It's not a smooth flowing.
No,
like a Thibodeau parade is. Yeah, I mean.
You go to the bathroom and not miss anything.
They don't need bathrooms on the floors. They just get out and go in somebody's house. I mean, it's like
that's right, and they'll stop the float and wait.
They take their own dang time. That's right.
But so then I'm walking back to hurry up and catch up for the beginning of for when it gets to where my family is, and I can just kind of skirt on the sides of the floats, just walking in the street, because it was less crowded there. But then I got behind the Thibodeau band, which was leading the parade, and they're edge to edge, and it's like I can't pass them up. So for about 4 blocks, I just marched with the band.
March with the band. I get you, man.
It's that. Then and I'm about a half block away. I could see my daughter just standing there looking at me like, what are you doing?
You should have walked around telling people, back up.
If I'd had a purple shirt on, I would have taken care of that.
Give him some room.
Well, I will tell you. You said the types of people. So since I walked a good ways down the route, there is a wide chasm of people, if I'm using that word correctly, watching the parades in Mardi Gras.
Yes. Here's what's interesting to me is, and that chasm exists when I was there the week before, right? So I was sleeping in Homa, and I drove into Thibodeau before the parade. So, for those of you who don't know, so Thibodeau has 2 parades that roll one weekend, 2 parades that roll the next weekend. So I was there the first weekend. And the people that are lined up an hour and a half, 2 hours before the parade in the chairs, like right toward the beginning, there's a wide chasm of humanity on like exactly. You're like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it was a visual spectacle.
There you go. There you go. But you know what? God bless America. There you go.
Yeah.
It's one of those times you can
There was probably some saying, "Look at this fat bald dude walking in like he's in the band." I could be in that. I could be in the chasm.
Walk like you belong there. Oh, yeah, it was funny. Walk like you belong there. Today, so we get to this. We get to the hobby center, and it's a big place. It's nice. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than the Sanger. I mean, and it's not it's a modern place, but it's a big place.
Mm-hmm.
So we walking in, and you kind of come down there, and Ticketmaster now. So it's one of these. It's the tickets. It's electronic tickets that have that moving bar on it. You've had that before, where you can't just do a screenshot. So you have to like pull them up live, and it's it's the barcode, but there's something that moves. It's like an active kind of barcode. Yeah. And that's so you can't.
So you can't, duplicate it or bootleg.
It's hard to forge them. Yeah. So we're coming in, and the lines weren't all that long. There's several lines after you go through the metal detector. Glad I left my gun in the car. I almost didn't. I really did. Like sometimes some places I go, I'm like, I'm not supposed to be packing, but worst case scenario, if I need this, but I'm going to see Moulin Rouge. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could probably take out anybody I'm going to run into in there. I'm pretty sure if I don't really look for a bunch of trouble.
Push comes to shove.
We'll handle it. So thankfully, I left. I left the hardware in the car, so to speak. So we go to this thing. There's lines, and I just kind of walk up, and it's kind of funny. This lady was standing there doing whatever, and she was starting to tell us like which line to get in, and then she just went. She was, I got you. And she opened a new line. She walked over and started scanning. So I mean, me and my wife ended up.
That's like the dream come true right there.
We cut. So, and it was funny. So we're walking through, and I looked at my wife and said, just act like they're supposed to open a line for you. Like that's, and she laughed. She says, "Yeah, I know you've always done that." I said,
I was wondering.
I tell that to my sons, it's like, hey, look, act like you belong, So yeah, that's what I told her. That story of my life, man. Act like you belong. Act like you belong. You walk up, whatever.
Don't do if you see a line opening, don't hesitate and let somebody else go first.
What's kind of funny about this one was she literally she stepped away, waved me over, and said, "We'll start a new line." Of course you will, cause thank you very much. People are looking at you like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah,
behind
you people say behind me.
That's right. All right, y'all can draft on me going in here if you want, because later on they had a long. By the way, I don't even, man, listen, you talk about that 2 different, swag, souvenir. People buying some Moulin Rouge swag, man. I mean, like apparently they got their Jonesing for T-shirts and coffee mugs. I mean, it was kind of one of those weird things.
So what's a Moulin Rouge shirt go for?
It was, man, not that terrible. I bet you it was like 30, 35.
I mean, is it like a concert T-shirt? That's style?
Pretty much. Not bad. Coffee mugs are like
with Moulin Rouge embroidered.
No, I don't think so. Coffee mugs were like 20. And we're so by. I mean, listen, it depends where you are. Like in airports now, you know what it's going to. Airports are ridiculous. We went. My wife and I had 2 meals and a few beverages. All right, it cost about the same as we got to the Moulin Rouge, and she got a beer, I got a wine, but the same. You're sort of like, just
captive audience,
and they apparently were eating up that Moulin Rouge swag, but I did not. My wife was going to get a coffee mug, and then she got annoyed. I should have stayed with her. That's my problem because it was a pretty day. And while she wanted to get in line for this thing, I said, look, I'm just going to step out onto the balcony right here and, enjoy some of the nice
Enjoy
weather.
the day.
Right. And I probably my fault because had I stayed in the line, I'm quite sure that it either started a new line or
They'd have comped you a mug just cause.
or waved this over. And apparently, those people.
You failed her.
One of those people got up there and I don't know what the discussion was, but if you're several minutes into a conversation to buy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
one of two options.
I don't know how many options there were. My wife, she just got frustrated and said, I'm this idiot, so I'm like, man, my bad, babe. I should have stayed there. Because
some people spoil it for everybody else.
Because you know what happens when I'm there too is I talk out loud. I will say things. I will comment on what's in front of me. That happened today too. I forget who I was talking to. Oh, we were driving, and we were going to go someplace closer to Hobby Center down Midtown or so. And I didn't pay attention. There was some kind of race. It's the Houston Rodeo's in town for a month. It's a huge event. And they had some kind of race, some kind of rodeo kind of race. So, idiot. I didn't know. We just drove into the middle of, they got streets closed everywhere. The place I wanted to go to that we ended up at, we drove by and 15 minutes later, we ended up there. But we're just down. We just end up like, oh, crap. This is not where I want to be. We're just stuck. People everywhere. The race had just ended.
You should have just moved the barricade and kind of, drove through.
Dude. So I opened the sunroof. So the sunroof was open. It was pretty day. My wife likes sunroof. I never. It's kind of funny. I told her we're in my car today. I don't think that sunroof has been open in a year. I'm like, oh, all right, open the sunroof. And we're driving and people are doing whatever. And I'm just talking out loud like, hey, moron, man, would you freaking move? And she's like, people can hear you. I was like, I'm in a car. Like, I'm in a car with music playing. I said, no, by the way, when I say things, I expect them to hear it.
Right. Like, I'm not saying it to entertain you.
Like it's basically a public service. That's what I'm doing. I'm out here providing a public service to the morons who don't. My kicker is this, and I totally get. Like we were going somewhere, and this elderly woman walks out and just walks right across the street. I didn't almost hit her, but if I wasn't I wasn't such a good driver and paying attention to what I'm doing. Right.
Wouldn't have been your fault, had you?
So, because this was before the omelets and the beer. So I didn't even have anything in. So I'd have been totally 100% cool to plow this old lady. And my thing was, so she walks out and I just said, one of my famous lines is, how did you get so old being so stupid? Okay. I can't tell you how many times that line comes out of my mouth. How did you get so old being so stupid? And then my wife was like, well, just poor lady wants to cross the road. I'm like, she never referenced, like she literally walked across a city street and never so much as turned her head. Yeah. Forget acknowledge. Like, that's the other thing too. That's the freaking rules, y'all, by the way. If you're walking in front of somebody in a car, and I got news for you. I don't care who you are, what you're standing on. If you're walking on a crosswalk, if the light is green or red, whatever. If you are on a road and somebody is in a motor vehicle, that person can kill you. You look up and you give the obligatory, appreciate it. Yeah. I don't even care if you bust your tail in a hurry. But you got to give the wave. You got to give the acknowledgement.
Yeah, we were driving the other day, my daughter and I, and I'm driving down. Yeah, it's a 6-lane road. 2 center lanes are the left turn. This guy in the front of me is cruising on a bicycle and turns onto a 4-lane road. Runs a red light to do it. Goes left on the road without slowing down. Nothing, as though he owned it. And I'm asking permission from my daughter. I said, I'm gonna just cruise like right up on this guy. I'm gonna come like about an inch off of him.
I love doing that.
Yeah, but he had jumped on the median at that point. So
I like getting behind these idiots that they can hear. I want them to hear my car. I'm not even trying to hit them, but I want them to know, bro,
If I wanted to.
don't fall. Don't fall. Yeah. So, I always threaten to make somebody a hood ornament. That's always my thought. I'm going to just stick you on the grill but whatever.
Well, you were riding around with your sunroof open today. So I, for the first time, took the entire top off my Jeep.
Look out.
Which is a job unto itself.
Yeah, don't look easy.
No, it's not. And I took all the doors off.
You crazy?
Which is a little scary. And then it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm about to fall out.
Oh, is that why the aforementioned when we started, you talked about the sunscreen on the head?
Yeah,
because it was
that's it.
Because it was a topless, not topless for you, but topless for the Jeep.
Topless for the Jeep. I put a ball cap on, but then because of the wind, I had to turn it backwards, which made me feel like a total tool.
I don't even can't visualize. That's so funny. I don't even think I've ever seen you wear a baseball cap.
No, my head's too big. Yeah, I don't fit hats well. So, but no, it was fun. It was, felt nice, but you get the Jeep wave people, which I'm not doing.
I was gonna ask you if you practiced the Jeep wave before you got out there and
nope, not doing it. Though we did talk about me getting a shirt that says Jeep hair don't care.
Wait, say that again.
Jeep hair don't care.
Jeep hair,
as in windblown hair from the Jeep.
Oh, Jeep
damn bald. That's the joke.
Oh, hang on, man. Hey, listen, I don't think you put a P on. It sounded like you said. It sounded like you said G hair.
G hair.
Yeah, I think you're saying G hair or Jeep hair. Oh, I take it back. I was hearing. It's kind of weird. This is how maybe my mind, how the mind works. All right, fair enough. You were talking about a Jeep, so if you say Jeep hair, I should. Oh, yeah. But when you were saying it, it sounded to me like G hair, and I'm like, pair of G's.
Well,
GG. What's GG? And that's what. And let's be honest. You do the same with me. Sometimes we're talking, and you really don't know what the other guy's talking about. You just go, I'm gonna figure it out before long.
Yeah, I get it. I'll laugh 30 seconds from now.
I'll stay with it. Yeah, I'll stay with it and say, yeah, I got you on that. Hey, well, there you go. So you just hit.
Yeah, the challenge just become cruise. Then it was like, okay, well, I don't want to go down the interstate, with no doors.
You were wearing seatbelts though, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. that's great.
But then the odd part is, see, it's really comfortable to put your foot. Let's got like the running boards on the side to put your foot kind of outside the Jeep on that,
dude.
But that's also dangerous, and even more tool than riding around with the hat backwards.
Hey man, live a little, dude. Live a little. Did you drive through the nice neighborhoods, or did you go in some? A little
bit of both. Yeah,
we did that. We did.
It's hard to not to stay in the nice neighborhood.
Man. So we would say today, right? We're driving down, and and look, and I even told it to my wife. This is every big city, guys. Right? It's super cool places, like the place we ended up at. I mean, like nice. But people you want to hang out with, places you want to be, and man, one block over, it's like, oh, gee whiz, right? I mean, that's where all stuff's going to get. It's what it is. And we're driving, and on the way to where we originally were going to go, before I realized we're driving into a blocked roads and a race. But we drove by one place, and I think it said, I think the name of the place was Poor Decisions, and poor spelled P-O-U-R.
That's pretty clever.
And I'm like, man, that's screaming for us. It looked like they had to go. So
those two words are pronounced differently, by the way.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're the voiceover man, so you would know. So there's
P-O-O-R is technically poor.
Poor. So there's poor and poor. I think you made that up. I don't think that's a thing.
I didn't. I don't say it that way. I'm just telling you.
Did they teach you that in voiceover class?
No, they did not.
So how do you know that? Where did you?
I don't know. How do you know anything? I read.
I don't. I, okay, I'm gonna bow to your old
I don't
age. You're
really
older
read.
than me.
I don't know how I know it, but I just do.
You're so much older than me. I have a
That's
tendency
right.
to say, I'm gonna bow toward Juan's collective wisdom. So
Yeah. As I say
poor.
that, I just want you to know. Earlier in the week, I did a voiceover spot for someplace in again, like he's on the on hold stuff for
Yeah,
someplace
yeah,
in
yeah.
Texas, some like lawn equipment place in Texas, and the tagline was "Get her mowed."
Get her mode. Get
Get
her
her
mode.
mowed.
Get her.
Yeah.
So, dude, you're knocking down some voiceover stuff. Sounds like it's
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
man, look at you. That's how you can afford those Jeeps. That's nice.
Yeah, that's all.
Nice. I want to do it. But you know what, dude? If we were talking and you called somebody poor,
Poor, right? You look like somebody think you were an idiot or a
yeah,
snob.
man, stop being a snob. Poor. It's poor.
It's the
There's
poor neighborhood.
there's poor, meaning you ain't got no money. There's poor, meaning what the sweat comes out of. There's poor, meaning what you pour like a beer. I mean, come on, that's it's the same word.
I say it all the same.
It's all spelled different, but it's all the same word. So anyway, poor decisions. So we drive, and I sort of miss it, right? It's on a midtown city streets. So I'm just gonna whip around the corner or do whatever and come back there. And then as I'm doing that, my wife says, "Oh, that's a bus station. Be careful. There's a bus. Be careful. There's a bus."
Yeah, she was right.
Man, she was right. She was right. Because I whip around, I come back, and I ended up going around the back end of this place. Dude, you'd have thought I time traveled or I drove through some, some space. I even know how to describe
Space continuum. Is that
whatever. I drove into a different situation
yeah.
than I left 100 yards away. I mean, and not like a little like, oh, that's a trouble looking guy. I'm talking almost an
Yeah.
encampment.
Yeah,
And
yeah, in the bus station, I'm sure.
and looking like not just pass. Of course, another bad thing. And again, this is not. I don't want this to sound mean, and it's not because I feel terrible for people. But one of the other things I kind of do an awful lot with driving, and I just look at my wife and say, okay, let's play guess that drug. Guess that what is that guy? You know what I'm saying? You drive by and there are people doing things and acting in certain ways at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That, man, listen, that ain't the joy of life doing that. That's something.
But
And
you
just
talk about the bus station. So when my son was at school in Alabama, every now and then he'd take a train home.
okay.
Well, the train station in New Orleans is part of the bus station in
Nice.
downtown New Orleans. And I think I've told this story before. Whereas it was a cold morning or something, and I was dropping him off. And I just had a jacket on with a hoodie. And so I had the hoodie on because it was cold. And I walk in, and the security guy at the door says, "Sir, you're going to take off that hoodie."
I bet.
And I'm like, "Bruh, I'm the least of the problems in this place."
In fact, tell me if you want me to go get my Chuck Taylors out the car.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll clear this place out for y'all. But yeah. So there you go. That was and then
It doesn't take Baton Rouge is like that though. You can drive down in what's considered mid city, where they're trying to make it, a cool place. Got some some beer garden type places, brewery places, but it's all on the street that divides it between what is called the Garden District, and on the other side of the street, you don't want to turn that way.
Yeah, we didn't. So the thing is, when I did make it around, my wife thought we were going to drive, and I'm like, I ain't going in there. Even though it was all sort of like a closed-in parking lot and a closed-in, and there were obviously people in there, but I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I'm not parking my car here and walking inside when like I am literally what? I'm 40 feet from. I got adrenaline. I got adrenaline flowing through my blood right now from what I saw on that street. Not gonna do it. But anyway, I hope everybody on that street's having a great night tonight. But there you go. I did do a lot of driving earlier in this week because I learned that. So I live in Sugar Land, Texas. I fly out of Houston. I had a speech to give in West Monroe, Louisiana. Yeah, that old saying, you can't get there from here. Dude, Houston to West Monroe, there's just no way to do it. There's just no easy way to do it, right? Because you really can't fly in. There's no air. The
Right.
airport would
You'd
be
probably have to
Shreveport.
fly into like either Shreveport or
Shreveport. And
maybe even
Shreveport,
Vicksburg, Mississippi.
and Shreveport's a good hour plus.
Yeah.
So by the time you have to go to the airport in Houston, go through all that as we say down the bay, all that radot, going through an airport, getting set up, having to fly, and hopefully they fly on time. Hopefully, right? Because regional planes, they'll drop those things in a heartbeat. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to drive it. I'm just gonna drive, and it's a solid 6 hours. If you're flying and you get lucky, maybe 5.5, 5. But so I drove in a 24-hour period, right? Or 20, yeah, give or take 24-hour period. I drove 12 hours for a 1-hour speech.
Now you stayed over though, right? You didn't.
I did. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did stay over, but stayed in the luxurious Hilton Suites.
Did you stay in West Monroe or
Suites?
did you move on over to Monroe?
No, I
Because
stayed
there's a
in West Monroe.
difference.
I stayed in West Monroe. In fact, I stayed about a mile down from Buck Commander, the Duck Dynasty.
Duck Commander, yeah.
So I had to do it, right? I had to drive there right before dark on the day I got there. I drove in. They ain't spent any money on that place since I mean,
no.
It is exactly like you would pull up and say, there's no way in the world that this area was at one time one of the most, sort of the epicenter of one of the most popular.
Yeah, tour buses would pass there.
They probably
park in a gravel parking lot.
Dude, it's just so I felt kind of stupid when I was doing it, but I took a picture. Got to do it, But so yeah, and lovely people. The organization I work with, and it's what I do appreciate about. They're not Cajuns, and we joked about that. Louisiana's. You got Duck Dynasty, Louisiana. You got Swamp People, Louisiana. You got whatever the heck New Orleans is. But I've been in a lot of places where the lunches, you don't really want to eat the lunches. They're not much, bro. They had fried catfish that would make spars jealous. I mean, they had these big old trays of fried catfish, hush puppies, coleslaw, other things. Legit lunches. I'm like, dang, I didn't eat because I can't eat before I speak because you don't want to be out there yawning, But
did you at least hit it after?
They pushed it, but man, I'm getting ready to drive 6 hours. I really don't want to
get your to-go plate for snack on the road.
Exactly. It'd be like me, right? Wearing a suit, driving, eating
give me some tartar sauce with that, man.
Eating fried catfish on the way home. But so again, I don't want to sound, not mean, just paying stuff. Dude, there's not a lot of places up there. Like I pulled into maybe 3 gas stations, 3 or 4 in over the course of 2 days. Not a one did I feel safe. Like, you get up there around Shreveport, Monroe. Where's Louisiana Tech? It's in
Ruston?
Ruston?
Yeah.
Dude, on the way out, I stopped and got gas in Ruston. Son, I pumped gas with my door open. Like, I didn't realize
you had to make a quick getaway.
Grabbed the gun. I was in the car. I'm like, man, I didn't even, what I'm saying? I just pulled in. Like, man, it's the middle of the day or like, mid-afternoon. And I pull in, and while I'm already in, I'm off the highway I'm in, and I look up, and it's like, oh, there's something about to go down over here, man. It's like, they got like TV characters out there. Like if you were, if you were in
I've been in stores in certain sections of Baton Rouge, where there was at least one drug deal going down in the parking lot at 10 o'clock in the morning while you're walking in.
man, you know, and I don't want to make it sound like I said, am I a bad guy for paying attention? You know, say like
No,
you
look,
almost
dude,
get in
I was in
trouble
a
for like,
store again, worked with convenience store distribution. So we were doing some marketing stuff. We were actually filming in the store this week. And I asked the owner, I said, I've been in here before. I know you have a restroom. Where is it? He said, oh, we closed it. People kept coming in doing crack.
we closed the bathroom because people were doing crack. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, did you ask him where do you go?
I got to go in the private restroom in the office.
As you should.
Exactly.
As you should. Use the executive bathroom. But yeah, how bad is that? Well, that happened one time in I mean, shout out to Crowley. Crowley, which is again, my brother-in-law's from Crowley. He tells stories. So Crowley punches above its weight when it comes to crime and murders.
Oh, does it?
Oh yeah,
people,
Crowley.
People killing for that booty.
Oh man, listen, Crowley is because we did that once driving in from Texas, heading to I don't know, Homa, might have been down the by where we're heading, and it was I think it was in the evening. My sons were younger, and just oblivious, and my wife, so I pumped gas, and but I was going to stay with the car. After I pulled in, even though it's Crowley, you kind of thinking it's like, yeah, it's Louisiana. You're right off the interstate. I'm like, it's Crowley, dude. So they're in there, and I can see them through. It's mostly a glass door, and I can see my two sons and my wife. And like I said, if there was a soundtrack, it would have been doop dee doo dee doo doop doo doop. They're just buying snacks and doing whatever, going to the bathroom. I didn't even go to the bathroom. I needed to, but I'm in the car after I pump the gas, and I'm realizing there's a drug deal going down 20 feet from me. I mean, 20 feet from me. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of how I knew it was a drug deal, but let me just say the guy in the Camaro, the say 30-something-year-old, slightly weathered-looking guy with the ski cap in the Camaro was having interactions and exchanging things with people that did not look like they graduated in the same class. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And it was so obvious a drug deal going down. And I'm sitting there going, ain't life great? I'm sitting in my car watching my family, I got God's honest truth.
You can't go pee because then they'd be exposed to that unprotected.
That's what I say. And we got a car full of stuff. It's got all our luggage, our computers, I'm just like, all right, this is what it is to be the father of the house. They get to go pee and enjoy snacks while I'm out here.
They're watching the drug deal go down.
Putting fuel and watching a drug deal go down and hoping that shots don't start flying. Yeah, there you go. But there you go, man. So shout out Crowley. Good on you. But yeah, so long ride. Here's what's funny. There's when I'm driving through certain stretches, country, whether it's in Middle America or Louisiana. So I don't drive North Texas very often, and I've very seldom driven North Louisiana.
What's considered North Texas? Dallas?
Yeah, and north of that, I mean, I don't. So, well, I guess technically, other people would say, "Oh man, Amarillo." Well, that's like another region. It's up. Texas is so big. But so I'm driving. So and I find on Sirius XM, because I'm in a rental car and I'm just hitting. Somebody had pre-programmed some stuff, and I catch like some kind of classic country, and I actually like it because it's like from the 80s and 90s, right? And you realize, man, all the words, okay? But it's just kind of weird. I'm just sitting there. I'm always playing a name that tune. Songs coming on. I'm singing along. It's kind of you embarrassing yourself. You're singing like old country songs, driving. But I was reminded, and I know we've joked about this before, and I don't want to offend anybody who's a big fan. But Garth Brooks sucks. I mean, like his songs do not hold up. I'm sorry. A handful do. But he had some really cheesy.
I only know, and maybe if I heard him, I'd know.
I remember that summer singing about the widowed lady, and he's a high schooler. And
I know the Louisiana Saturday Night.
Oh, dude, no. That one, and she's a honey bun, and I'm a wild card man. Whatever, dude. all the sexual innuendo songs that Garth Brooks, it's I'm sorry, it's the worst. And I'm embarrassed how animated I get. And I won't change the channel because I just want to hate on the song. I just want to I want to hate on the fact that, and at the time I probably listened to all that stuff too, but he had that song, and that's the other thing too. When you're 12 hours in a car, literally, and I probably listened to 10 hours worth of old country.
Yeah.
I heard a crap ton of Garth Brooks, and some of the songs, you forget and you go, oh.
Well, what's the
man.
good country station on XM?
A good one. No, to me this was a good one.
Yeah,
Besides
no, but what is it? That's
like Channel 50. It's
I don't know, because I was listening. I had like outlaw country or something that
Outlaw's different. No, this one is I'm gonna have to pull it up, but it's yeah, they even said like it's 80s and 90s. And again, things that I sort of reinforced to me. Always underrated. Sawyer Brown. Sawyer Brown should have been a much bigger act than they were. There's not a Sawyer Brown song that comes on the radio to this day that's not a good song. But I'm listening to the Garth stuff, and I'm just like, I will fight anybody who wants to fight. Toby Keith is better than Garth Brooks in every way possible. Every way possible. Song to singing to whatever. So I don't know why I got so animated on that, man. That's
Well, I've been listening, I don't know why, to the 70s on 7 on XM. And I'm not a big fan of 70s music. I'll typically listen to 80s on 8 or First Wave.
70s have some good 70s. It's a crapshoot. It's either some really like damn or like ugh.
Well, there was a couple, and I even wrote down the names. I remember this song. It was by a girl named Jessie Coulter, and the song was "I'm Not Lisa." You remember that?
Oh, I don't.
I'm not Lisa. My name is Julie. Lisa left here a long time ago.
Oh my god. Oh, I don't even remember it, and you made me cringe. I do remember that.
Yeah,
I do remember
then,
that.
The Lord's Prayer by Sister Janet Mead was a hit in the 70s.
There you go.
Then today, a band called Hot Butter.
Hot Butter.
And an appropriately named tune, totally instrumental, Popcorn.
Really? I gotta pull that up, man. I'm not Lisa. Ugh.
My name is Julie.
Well, that country station.
Yeah, it's kind of a cringe. It's one of those things where it's like, God, I gotta listen to this. This is that bad.
Yes. Some of those songs were like dark. Like what? Wait, who was like into this? The other one, by the way, and again, you didn't hear a lot of this guy, but Conway Twitty. I'm sorry. But something, there's a tiger in these tight-fitting jeans. He has a song called Tight-Fitting Jeans. It's like, it's the worst. It's
all plug and play stuff, man.
Oh man, there's a tiger in these five. Anyway, but
I did see a video today that popped up on Facebook of Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish.
I did not see it, but I saw you do it. Yeah.
Some Barry Manilow tunes, a cappella.
I am not going to hate on Barry Manilow. I'm a big Barry Manilow fan. He's gone crazy in his old. He's gone crazy in his old years.
Yeah, go listen to that, man. Darius, does well. He sings Mandy, and Even Now.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, on the way up there on that drive, and it's fun. It's sad how excited I got when I'm somewhere. I don't know. I'm somewhere probably 3 hours from out of the house here, and I'm, on a stretch of road in this country, and this country station I'm listening to slapped on C.W. McCall.
Breaker one night. I
got news for you. That was a good song. And when I'm saying that, not just that it was the words.
It was funny. It was trendy and topical. It was very much of the time.
Go back and listen to that song now. The background singers, the hook, it builds toward the end. It's got that Barry Manilow. We always joked about the key to a Barry Manilow song is there's some big crescendo coming in. The
crescendo is there. Yeah, he's got he's got some nice backup vocalists in there.
So I'm talking about, we just ain't gonna pay no toll, so we crash the gate doing 98s and let them truckers roll 10-4. And it's all because we got a mighty convoy. Dude, I'm driving down the road in a rented Nissan Maxima, just
wishing you had a CB radio.
living the dream. Living the dream, man. If I'd have had a CB in that thing, I'd have been talking to everybody, looking for Smokies, you know, been all good. But that was fun. You say that, and it's just totally random. We talked about the 70s because I said this before. Every now and then, whatever, I clicked on the wrong thing a couple of times, and I get these top 20 lists that pop up. And so you said the 70s, man. And here's what's cool, too. You just remember these songs. And they had some good songs. So this week in 1977, where were you? In 1977, I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old. Now,
I was on my third job after high school.
so number 20 was Thelma Houston. Don't leave me this way. You remember that song?
I remember that. Yeah, that was after.
Leave me this way.
She was in Dawn. Tony Orlando and Dawn.
Was that her? No, it was not. A different person, dude.
I bet you it is.
I'm not even going to Siri on that, but I want to say Thelma Houston.
Is it Thelma or Thelma?
Thelma. I think she's related to Whitney Houston. I think she's an aunt or something. But anyway,
that's Dionne Warwick.
No, that was her aunt. Dionne Warwick was her aunt. But anyway,
yeah.
I'm sorry, her aunt or whatever. You're the one that knows how to pronounce words. So it was, don't leave me. Remember that song? Now, number 19 was the Bee Gees and a song that I don't remember, Boogie Child. Bee Gees, Boogie Child. No idea what that one was, okay? Number 18 was Bread, Lost Without Your Love.
I used to love me some David Gates and Bread.
17, and this was kind of funny. Like, man, there's some songs, right? Number 17 was Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son.
That song holds up.
Yeah, it does hold up. Number 16 was 10cc, The Things We Do for Love. Like walking in the rain and the snow. Where to go. Yeah. Number 15 was Stevie Wonder, I Wish. I don't think I know that one. You remember Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, you know it if you heard it.
Do I? All right.
Wish. That's the one with the little nappy-headed boy lyric.
I Wish? Really? Didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Number 14 was Rolls Royce, Car Wash.
Working at the car wash.
Working at the car wash, yeah. Number 13 was Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way. That song holds up.
Yeah.
Great song, Go Your Own Way. And man, this is when I was like, wow, man, the song's boom, boom, boom. Hall & Oates, Rich Girl was number 12. That's a good time in music, man. Go Your Own Way and Rich Girl, back to back, climbing the charts. Number 11 was Kenny Nolan, I Like Dreaming.
Yeah, well, he had to be like a one-hit wonder.
I probably was. 10 was Jackson 5, Enjoy Yourself. I don't know that I remember that one.
Enjoy yourself. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I remember that.
You did?
I got that on cassette, bro.
Again, you're way older than me, so I'll just go with that. Number 9, bro. This is why, look, this is why this is one of my favorite top 20s that has come up. Number 9, ABBA, Dancing Queen. Come on, man. Come on. Dude, within like 5 songs, you got Dancing Queen, Rich Girl, and Go Your Own Way climbing the chart at the same time. That was a wonderful time to be alive. And hey, just to
Dude,
make
between
it even
ABBA
better.
and Bread, that was like a great date night.
Not making this out. Not making this up. Number 8.
Speaking of date night, not making this out.
Number 8, Barry Manilow, Weekend in New England.
Oh, that was a good one. Last
night, I said goodbye. Now it seems years. Number 7 was Bob Seger, Night Moves.
Bob,
man. Number 6, Manfred Mann, Blinded by the Light.
Yeah.
Blinded by the light. Wrapped up like nobody knows this. It's douche. Douche.
I didn't know if you go there or not.
Well, I mean, that's not even a curse word. It's
no, but still, it was.
You sang it the whole time. We grew up singing. I don't even understand that. Wrapped up like a douche. What's that? I mean, you can say that dude's a douche, but not like wrapped up like a.
Is it wrapped up like a deuce? I don't know.
Yeah, it's wrapped up like a deuce.
And what does that mean?
I don't even. Bruce Springsteen wrote that song, and I saw something one time where he explained it, and I don't remember what the explanation was, but nobody ever understood it. So yeah, that was number 6. Number 5 was Al Stewart.
Year of the Cat.
Year of the Cat.
I know that because that's the only song I think he ever had.
Dude, number 4 was Steve Miller, Fly Like an Eagle.
Fly like an eagle to the sea.
Fly like an eagle. Number 3 was Barbra Streisand, A Star Is Born. I think that was Evergreen. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. It's just funny. So the top, that's a stout list, right? And then it kind of weakens at the end. So Barbra Streisand was number 3. Number 2 was awesome. Number 2 was the Eagles, New Kid in Town. Where you been lately?
The
Is
new
a new
kid in town. Yep, I like that.
There's the only thing about this. This is like having a wonderful cake, and instead of a cherry on top, there's a turd. Okay, it's right. This wonderful 1977 cake of wonderful songs. The number 1 song this week in '77 was Mary McGregor, "Torn Between Two Lovers."
Oh, man.
Feeling like a fool.
Yeah, if that could have been on the B side of "I'm Not Lisa."
Loving both of you is breaking
Breaking
all the
rules,
rules. Man. Now the fact I remember the lyrics of that song, we had to suffer through that. But there you go. That's
I was listening to Brandy this morning, and she's got the her sailor guy's name in her locket, but nowhere in the song does it say the dude's name. It's the whole song is about Brandy missing this sailor guy that she loves.
No, her sailor. No, the sailor's name was T-Boy. T-Boy, yeah. Oh yeah, Brandy. Oh, she's kind of loose. That's T-Boy's girl. Brandy. All the sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife.
What a good wife you would be. Such a fine girl.
A good wife you would be, but you T-Boy's girl. So I'm gonna, we're gonna just we're gonna lay back on that. But that is a good. Some of these songs just have these clips, these little hooks, and that's one of them, right?
Yeah.
Well, sailor say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. You know what else happened to me this week? And I think I took a picture. I got to send to you. I don't know that this has happened to me in 20 something years of travel. So, and it's probably because I wasn't flying. I knew I was driving, and I guess when I'm driving, I don't feel as much stress packing. And I threw stuff in a suitcase, and I had a hanging bag, suit, whatever. And I just threw one pair of dress socks into my bag. I don't know why. It's dumb. I had like probably 3 or 4 athletic socks. Why? It's like after the drive, I'm going to drink a few beers. I'm not going for a jog. Okay. But so, I don't know. So I got that, whatever. And I got this one pair of socks, and I took it out of my drawer, and it's some polo socks, gray socks to go, not going to get into the decor, but it went with what I had on. So sit down. That morning, I'm getting ready to go give a speech, and I go to put my sock, and I got 2 entirely different socks. Like, they were both gray. One was my polo sock. The other was my wife's sock. Like,
dude, our socks get mixed. This is the thing. Our socks get mixed up all the time, but my socks end up in other people's sock bin or drawer or whatever. Nobody else's socks end up in mine. So I'm constantly searching for socks.
I know the feeling. I wish I had thought about that before, but so I put on the polo sock that's mine. That thing comes up to upper calf. That thing, dang near
a tube sock.
Dang near my knee. Okay. The other gray sock, the athletic gray sock, this is my wife's, didn't even reach my calf. And I was just hoping it wouldn't slide down. I'll be walking in front of this group. And then we realized, nobody looks at nothing. They're not even looking at you. But that was just kind of like, well, I'd be like an idiot right now. But at least they were the same color. So I guess I had that going for me. But
my challenge with socks or finding socks is because, the 30 pairs of socks that I might wear one day are still in my sock drawer.
Yeah, nobody throws away socks.
Yeah, mixed up with the 8 pair that I occasionally am searching for.
Okay, make me feel better, dude. Does your clothes drawer, whatever you have, right? Do you regularly have trouble closing the drawers because there's too much stuff shoved in it?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't even bother.
Okay. All right. The same way.
The only reason I close it is because if I go to the bathroom during the night,
you don't want to look into it.
Right.
Oh.
I like it to be dark. I walk with my eyes closed sometimes, and I don't want to
I promise you, I have socks.
impale myself.
I promise you, I have socks in my sock drawers that I have not worn in 10 years, but they're good socks. Now the fact that I haven't, you know what I'm saying? I keep thinking like, hey man, times get tough. I might fall for. Of course, if I put them on, they're probably dry rotten by now. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
one of those things. Anyway, first world problems. On that useful note, let's get out of here. There you go. Push the button.
Go clean out my sock drawer.
I'll push the button. See if any of this stuff stuck to the magic tape in the air. And there it is, folks. The buffet is before you.
Eat up.
Eat up. Have at it. Go back and forth. Rewind. Go back. Listen to the top 20. Well, whatever. It's there. It's there. It's for you. It's for free. If you want to reach us, you know how to do it. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. We get to them, and trust me, read them all whenever they come in.
Yeah, right. Hit us up on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can find us wherever you found us today. If you're looking for us somewhere else, and it's a place that carries finer podcast, we're streaming there.
Even the ones that don't carry the good ones, we're probably there too. Wherever. Fine. And don't look too hard. We so many places. Why are you wasting your time looking in the stupid place? Go find it in the good place. Go find it in the good place. Okay. And we always say it's not a suggestion, not a subtle implication. Y'all,
not even a hint.
Y'all, it's a freaking
mandate, bro.
Mandate. Get out there. Attempt to have the best week of your life. I hope this last week was the best week of your life. I hope
springtime in the summer. I mean, in the winter.
This right. Yeah. I hope right now you're watching this thinking, man, I just came off the best week of my freaking life. You know what that was? A warm up.
That's a starter. That's a starter.
Warm up. That was a warm up. You can do it. You can do it. Strive for it. And if you don't quite get there, that's okay. We'll be back next week. Tell us about it.
If you see me riding around in a Jeep with the top off, don't throw that Jeep wave because you're not getting it back. I don't want you to throw it and it mess up your week.
But if you do see Juan, say, nice hat. Nice hat, Juan. You ought to wear hats more often. All right. So all that said, you've heard it. Get out there. Have a fantastic one. We will attempt to be back with you next week. Why wouldn't we be? Wouldn't we be? All right. Until then, y'all be good. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. My son is living by LSU, so I stopped by his place, and he was apparently out walking with the baby. So I said, let me go see if I can find him. So we just drove around and I found him. He had been walking apparently for 3 hours. And bumped into a friend of his or something. But no stroller or nothing. They got the baby in a little papoose thing. He said something about that wherever it was, she ate dirt. And I said, that happened. He said, well, I was going to stop her, but I decided not to because, might well learn now that she's not going to like it. And I wanted to say, yeah, I understand that. You should stick her hand in the flames now.
Stop. Stop.
Got a lot of time for that scar tissue to heal.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.